I declare the Katie's Arms open. I think I do that on my own, but not to worry, I'm quite happy on my own, to be honest. Anyway, welcome one, welcome all. If you're a bit early, hello, to the Katie's Arms. It's Friday, it's 8 o'clock, well, it's 7:59. And the pub doors are open. And if you're new, please do let people know that you're new, because we love to welcome a newcomer and we are growing in numbers at a speed that's quite frightening to me. Hello from Sweden. Sweden is here. Sweden. 12 points. Missed me. Oh, well, thank you so much. I have been away. Thank you for noticing. I like to be noticed when I'm not here. And so we're finally back, and I'm going to try and be much more diligent and dedicated to the pub now that I'm back, so that we're Friday, 8 o'clock, the pub's here, so that we can all gather and try and feel better. Oh, and Newbie is here. Hello from Croatia. Katie, have a drink from me always. In Mallorca, Amsterdam is here. You get the impression. This is your global pub. For people all over the place. Some people have to catch up with us because it's like 5 a.m. for them right now. So we have to drink on their behalf. Cheers to everybody who's catching up later. Switzerland is here. America! Is America here? I think it is. First timer. More first timers here. So just to explain for anybody who's new. Wait a minute, I have to drink. In fact, I better explain a few things. Some people on here will already explain to you. Tewkesbury's here, thank God. Wondered where you were. So, this is the Katie's Arms. It's a pub, and we started it about 3 years ago during lockdown when we all needed a place to gather, and I was just trying to give us a place where you could be with other people. And Phil Schofield says hi. Well, he can fuck right off. And give you a place to gather and laugh. Typically, it's people laughing mostly at me, maybe a little bit with me. And I have no rules whatsoever. So you could be, hello Belfast, you could be here and you could be a complete hater. You could just sit there and think, piss off you old hag. And that's fine. Or you could just be watching along with a glass of wine because someone else is watching some other shite on TV and you've got your little headphones on and you're just having a laugh. And so we drink wine and we laugh at the world. And I have absolutely no rules for whatever I say. I make no apologies for anything. And it's quite likely that you'll be offended by something I say. But honestly, it's fine because the next thing will offend someone else. And a lot of it is mostly just me offending myself. That's what we're here for. Everybody here is here for the chat, not actually for me. If you look on the chat here, you'll see people from all over the world all diving in for half an hour just to forget the friggin' madness. And guess what I've brought us today? I've got so much to tell you. I've got my clipboard of power so that I can act like a travel agent. Sorry, was it TUI? Yeah, TUI that way. TUI coaches that way. I'm not big enough, am I? To be a bit of a chumble, but to do that job. Oh, so was it what coach was it? Oh, right, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Smith family. Yeah, fought that way. No, look, I wrote notes about things that we're going to say. Please speak with Andrew Tate. Yes, ready to be offended. Bring it on. Right, fuck, right off. No, I don't mean that. I do need to do things to Andrew Tate. So I'm sure that will happen one of these fine days. Love his heart. I love Andrew Tate. I absolutely think he's been eviscerated. I think he's done nothing wrong. And even if he had done something wrong, frankly, it won't be as bad as what the politicians who are running this world have done to us. And I hope the boy's going to be all right. And the only thing I say for Andrew Tate is behind that very big boy is someone who could do with someone just being supportive, not like being a super fan, but just there to just like chitty chat with. That's my role. I'm just planning to mother Andrew Tate, my enormous boobs. I have medical updates for you, and it involves me and specifically my arse. More on that in a moment. And many other things, because the fuckery that's going on is real right now, isn't it? Ukraine, Zelensky refusing to have democratic elections. Look what I got for us. So my new thing, I'm going to get a little chain for this so that I can wear it around. And then every time I see a super twat, let's say it's an old person in Waitrose with a freaking face mask on, like when they're like 95. So like, you know, how much longer have you got to live anyway? Really? And you're still managing to get out and do your shop? Lovely. You're probably still driving your little Seat? Lovely. Enjoy it. Hit the wine aisle. Go crazy. But don't be wearing a face mask when you're 95 because that makes you a twat. So this is my new twat whistle. And I think I'm going to wear it all the time. And then I can just blow it. You know, and dickheads everywhere. They'll not necessarily know why I'm blowing it, but I could just act like a, you know, gym leader. Are you pissed up, Hopkins? This is literally the second glass. People ask this if you maybe knew. Lana Del Rey, yeah, she'd get a bloody blow of the whistle. What a tit. You get offered a stage on Glastonbury. You turn up 30 minutes late. You bring your hairdresser on stage with you. And then you get cut off at the end because you didn't fucking turn up on time. What a massive knob. Anyway, am I pissed? No. People think I'm pissed because I'm a bit like this. But this is how it is on Katie's Arms. My own mother asked me this. She said, you seem very excitable. It's exciting. The Katie's Arms is exciting. Look at us all. Muppet whistle sounds better. Is that better? Muppet whistle. Okay, so to the chat. Hello, Cape Town. Can you... I need to know what we call this. It could be a twat whistle. But then that might sound like you're whistling for twat. It could be a cock whistle. I don't know. Oh, sorry, I cracked you up. Well, thank you. This is the idea, right, is that you laugh along, or if there's some things that aren't to your taste, just, you know, dial out for a bit, have a drink, do something else, play with your bits, come dial back in when there's things that are funny. Tell you what, did I cop some shit for my Kate Garraway stuff? Oh! So I did a piss take, you know, pretending to be someone on the phone, like bitching at home about Kate Garraway with her MBE. Oh. And people were really, you could really see who's been like, you know, into the cult of Kate Garraway. You could really see, like, even if it's not your kind of funny, which I totally get, not everything I say is anyone's kind of funny. Sometimes it's just my own amusement, mostly. But like, people were like, shame on you. Shame on you. I don't think you need to shame someone. Like, if you're looking at Instagram and you find my feed, and I'm saying something that you don't like or you don't think is funny, let me just do you a demonstration of what you need to do. Oh, there, did you see that? So if you're one of the people that was like, shame on you, shame on, karma will get you. Yeah, I'm sure karma will. In fact, that relates to what we're going to talk about my arse later. But, like, let me just show you again if you were one of those who were really, really cross because I was a bit bitchy about Kate Garraway lifting up her norks to Prince William and getting an MBE for services to crying a lot on TV, having a really untidy house so that she looked as if she didn't have any time. Anyway, let me just show you that demonstration again. This is your phone. This is me talking on your phone. Let's just do this. Ready? Do. Do you see that movement? What you do is you keep swiping. So if you don't like something I'm saying, A, ofty piss, and B, that's literally all you have to do. What you don't have to do is watch all of it, take offence, decide to be offended, and then try and put shame onto me. It's really hard to shame someone that got caught having sex in a field, just so you know. It's really hard to shame someone who's 48 and couldn't give two flying fucks. And it's really hard to shame someone that's lost everything because of her mighty mouth and still isn't going to shut up. Just throw that out there. Okay, let's drink. No idea who I'm talking about. Oh, just some bint from TV that's like, world's smallest violin. Husband's got long COVID and don't we know about it? Shoot me now. Anyway. Right. I have to do questions as well, so I'll try and get to your questions. What's my view on the submarine? So I was away for that whole submarine thing. The Titan, wasn't it? Titan. Don't you love how all these billionaires with really small cocks? Titan, yeah. Warrior. Never had a fight in their lives. Only thing they've ever fought over is their own fucking shoelace. Titan, I'm going down on the Titan. I don't think that thing collapsed or underwater at all. I'm unsure what went on. Perhaps a small detonation. I don't know. What happened to the Titanic? I don't know. But do I think that's submersible? No. Looking at what got brought back up to the surface, either what was brought back up to the surface bear no relation to what went down. Like, so what was brought back up was just some new bits, right? But that what was brought back up didn't look to me like it had been involved in a incident, did it you? Thing about billionaires, people can say, oh, I'd love to have all that money. Two things that people will never have enough of. Billionaires will never have enough money. They always have to look for more. Or power. Power never satiates anyone. So let's take Rishi Sunak, married to a billionairess. So he has all the money in the world he could ever want. So he could just piss off to anywhere, do anything, be anything, spend every day swarmed with women or whatever is his thing. I mean, it's not that, obviously. His is a very different kind of appetite. But anyway, but you'll notice people with money and people with power, they can never have enough of it. So then you have Bill Gates, who then has to become a global, controller. Or you have Rishi Sunak, who still needs to be Prime Minister of Great Britain. Like, power and money is never enough. So then you have billionaires wanting to go to the bottom of the ocean to look through a tiny window that's 7 inches thick into the darkness where they can't see shit, but they'll be able to say that they went down and saw the Titanic. Wankers. Wankers. I'm not in the least bit concerned about what happened to them. If you're that much of a twat, shame and everything. Shame and everything. But we've got bigger worries, right? I don't know. So funny. Oh, I thought you said so funny and opinionated. You said sexy. Well, let me just tell you. Let me just organise myself. You're saying I'm sexy. Guess what I had done today? I don't know if you can read. Is this back to front? I had a flexible sigmoidoscopy. Yes, I did. Do you know? I'm looking for guesses now. Yeah, play silly game, win silly prizes. That's a great expression. Go down on a submersible. Probably never been down on anything in their lives. Nicola Beauty, police cover up, and the rest of it. I've got some. Did my bank account get closed? Yeah, that's the kind of thing about the boys. Like when it happens to the boys. I mean, I personally think Farage is getting out ahead of something. So if shit's about to hit the fan, any PR strategist will tell you, get ahead of it. Announce, I just got the Trick Award. Look at me. Boo, 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 boo. Oh, and my bank account's going to be closed. Isn't that terrible? Look at all these other people whose bank account's been closed. Something's not quite lining up there. But yeah, my bank was shut 20 years ago. I haven't had a bank account for as long as I know. And actually they came from my kids as well. They shut down my kids' bank accounts. So I've lived without that for decades. The boys are just catching up. Right, let me tell you. Flexible sigmoidoscopy. Do you know what that means? It means they shove a camera up your arse. I know. So not like a whole camera. Not like in the old days of filming The Apprentice where the guys carried around this kind of microwave-sized camera on their shoulders. But they get a little camera, and many of you will know this. Name the bank, Lloyd's Bank. Yeah, and my kids' accounts, and my PayPal, and any other form of payment system, and my house, my jobs. It's fine. We've done that story. So the camera, they shove up your bum. Has anyone else had this? I don't know how big it is. It looked kind of big in the guy's hands, and he was big, so I was like, that looks kind of big. So you can choose sedation, where they just put you out. So if you have to have this in the next few days, like having a camera up your bum, I wanted to just say a few things. Really important. Don't worry about it at all. It's totally fine. Don't even think about it. Because if you want, you can choose to be sedated. You'll be knocked out, you won't know a thing, and you'll wake up after it's all over. So please God, if you are in the next little while, or you should go and have a camera up your bum, definitely do it. I did it today. It's a lot of fun. The second thing I wanted to say was that I didn't have sedation because I wanted to get on with shit afterwards. And you have to wait and all that crap. I don't like being in a hospital anyway. So I just had gas and air because I totally love Entonox. Like, Entonox is like legend. Like, if I could have an Entonox supply in my house, I would have it. If I could have a little bit of Entonox, just with every breath I take in, just a squeak of Entonox, I'd do it all day. Brilliant stuff. I love it. I love it. So I was going for it as fast as I could before they took it away from me, which they did. And then I had the camera up my arse. Some things you should also know. Oh, laxative drink was... Oh, no, I didn't get a laxative drink. I had to do the enema at home. So what you get is basically a small version of this, and it doesn't have wine in, but it has a laxative in. You shove it up your own arse, and then you squeeze... and you put this stuff up, and then it makes you like shit for Britain within 2 minutes. I quite liked it. I quite enjoyed that as well. Never had an enema before. Might do it more often. The other thing. So I'm going in to... my first time here, Katie, and you inform me you just had something shoved up your arse. I know. Wouldn't be the first time. Mother, if you're watching this, this is not for you. So anyway... some things about getting ready for it. So my message is, don't worry at all. You can have sedation, you won't even know a thing. I had gas and air because I love gas and air and I wanted to get out of hospital quickly. And I didn't, be fine. And yes, but getting ready to have a camera up your ass, I was like, right, what to wear? So I wore this, which is essentially, look, hold on, can I show you? Well, it's got many layers, but look, it's basically a tutu. Because I felt like, I'm going to try and show you it. Hold on. I don't know if we can see. It's basically a tutu. Because I felt like, if you're going to have something shoved up your arse, why not look like a ballerina, right? So I went in with my ballerina skirt on, which I thought was great. Then, next problem, turns out, on my arse, I've got my deported stamp from when I was deported from Australia. Many of you will have seen this. Hold on. There it is. Boom. So I have a deported stamp on my arse, and I'm going to an NHS hospital where those fuckers really love like lockdown and COVID and oh my God, and now we're going to get like 12 months off and do fuck all while people die at home. But this is brilliant because I'm a consultant, so I've got loads of time off. Meanwhile, I'm not giving myself or my mates the state injectable. We're giving each other just a saline solution and saying we've had it, but we're telling no one. Whole other story there, peoples. But I've got a deported stamp on my arse because I was deported from Australia for speaking out against the fucking lockdowns, and I'm going into an NHS hospital to have a camera shoved up my arse with a deported stamp on my bum. No, I didn't get a lovely pair of shorts. I had one of those apron things where your arse is out. So then, of course, the arse man says, what's that tattoo all about? Oh, well, just before you shove something up my arse, it was about speaking out against the tyranny of lockdowns and the COVID that I thought was a load of old bullshit. At that point, I grabbed the gas now. I was like, he's really going to hurt me now. Does that not come off ever? No, my tattoo's a tattoo. It's a tattoo of it's nail gunned into my arse. So anyway, so I'm in the shower getting ready, like having a shower, and I'm not making sure I like wash my bum hole like this. And then I was like, well, I should probably have a shave. Not like necessarily with my anus, although slightly trying to do that. But like, you know, tidy up in case he sees it and thinks, well, not bad for her age. And then I thought, well, I'm going to have my knees up, aren't I, like this? So I better shave the back of my legs because I thought he'll see that. What am I trying to do? Pull the guy that's doing the arse camera. So funny. And then I had a great idea. Right, to counter, I told you I haven't been drinking. I haven't even finished a glass. I know. So I was trying to shave the back of my legs so that they look kind of attractive, to counter the fact that I have deported stamped on my arse because I don't believe in the COVID shit that those fuckers were pushing. Anyway. So then I thought, I know. What do I want to smell of? Because you don't really want to smell of shit. You don't want to smell of bums. You don't know if, like, when you're really relaxed, will there be, like, some issues? So I thought, I know, I'll get the emergency Joe Malone. Are these saved? Yeah. Yeah, what I try and do, I mean, sometimes I don't do it properly, but I try and save these and then I try and post them onto the YouTube channel, I try and post them onto the YouTube, Sat55, so that people can watch them later. So I do try and do that, although this is quite arsey, this one, isn't it? So anyway, I reach for the emergency Joe Malone. She's got it, the Australians, no, so the Australians didn't do this. Hold on, I'll find it again for you. I don't know if you can see. Can you see? I don't know. There, yeah, there. No, the Australians didn't. No, it wasn't like a concentration camp. It wasn't like. I mean, it sort of was while I was there because I was in prison quarantine. At which point I spoke out against the government because I wasn't supposed to be in the country, but they brought me in, so fuck them. Anyway, no, I went to a tattoo bar with my passport with the deported stamp in it and got him to tattoo it on my arse, and then I sent a picture of my deported arse to the Deputy Prime Minister of Australia with my good wishes. Anyway, so I reach for the Joe Malone roses, because I have Rose's body lotion, which everyone always says when I meet them, they're always like, oh, you smell so nice. That's what it is. So then I'm like, oh no, now my arse smells of roses. And will the NHS guy, who's bound to be like a massive lefty, be like, oh, she thinks her shit don't stink. She thinks her shit smells of roses. So all of this is going on, right? You know, in my head. So I'm having like the best fun ever. And everyone else. And I get there and everyone's terrified. And so, you know, a lot of staff came up to, you know, staff, my kind of staff, like the porter and the guy who sorts the files out. And all came up to say hello quietly. You know, we love you. We love what you do. Keep fucking going. So all our people were like, you know, well, they're really, you know, our people are so sweet. They're like, go on. But all of these really worried people in the waiting area. And then that broke my heart. And then I was trying to, you know, tell them it will be all right. And, you know, well, at least you're here, which means if you're here, it's going to be nearly done. And when it's over, you're going to feel so much better. I just hate that, to see people scared, you know, because you don't need to be. So that was a bit upsetting. Anyway, I get in with the nursey. Oh, give us a Holly impression. I will. How are you? Oh, but how are you? I've covered up for a paedophile for the last 20 years, relying on my boobs. Oh, but how are you? My career's looking like it might be fucked. So, how are you? Marks and Spencers don't want her sort anymore, do they? No. Heard that contract's going. Turns out paedophilia doesn't sell women's clothing. Who knew? Shouldn't laugh. Should laugh. Anyway, last thing on this arse thing. Guess what their name... This is not a joke. I have not made this up. I've not written this material. Guess what the name of my lovely nurse, Indian lady... Indians, my favourite. Top people. You want to bring people into this country? just bring beautiful, beautiful Hindu Indians. Gorgeous. You want to know what her name was? Shitty. Not even a lie. Not even a lie. Shitty. I'm going to have a camera up my arse and the nurse from India is called Shitty. Fucking hell. I was like, sorry, how do you spell that? Right, look, this is what happens at the pub. Anyway, if you're having one of these, if you're having a camera up your bum, please don't worry. I had a lovely time. Gas and air, sedation. Don't even think about it. If you're worried about it, message me. I promise you it's all fine. And the guy said that my arse didn't look that bad. I know what he meant. Barefoot Merlot is what I drink. Lovely Mark says it means that I'm a very cheap person. But yeah. I don't get an MBE for looking after him, do I? No. Hey, guess what Lovely Mark did today? Briefly. So, on tour, UK tour, May, June, July. No, May, June. April, May, June, whatever. This was one of my t-shirts. So this was the second half t-shirt that was worn under my power suit, my apprentice power suit. And it sparkles. And Lovely Mark today. So we didn't take them with us on tour because Mark made this for me, but now he's made a bunch. So if you go to Katie's Arms and you look, Lovely Mark has printed these up because everybody wanted one and now he's made some. And honestly, Lovely Mark was all day in that bloody office printing t-shirts. These are really, they're quite clever. They're like a sticker and then he puts them in the thingy. I've washed this one quite a few times and it doesn't look shit. So I think that's good. Also, I have a massively padded bra on. But I needed to tell you that Mark made these. So if you were at one of the gigs and you did want one, Mark's now made them for you. So that's all there. Oh, something else Lovely Mark told me to tell you. The Wirral in, I want to say October 26th, but I think I've made that date up. If you want to come to the Wirral, we found 35 more tickets. And the reason we found those was because they've built an extra bit or there was some renovation. And because they've sold out for 2 nights straight, they've put some flooring down somewhere. We've got 35 more tickets. So if you're anywhere near the Wirral and you could squeak a ticket, bloody well do. Because those are going to be epic. So in the autumn, it'll be a whole new show. Fuck knows what's going to be in it. But we're going to have, it's basically going to be this. So that will be gorgeous. Shall I answer some questions? Just arrived here. My bum man, wait, sat behind me, a gynae man. Am I coming to Plymouth? I don't know if we've got a venue in Plymouth. Basically, we're going anywhere that a venue will hold. And today we just confirmed Rotherham. So I'm super excited for that because obviously, you know, Rotherham is where the Manchester police, I was threatened with arrest by Manchester police for gobbing off about Rotherham and what went on there. So I was going to be hauled into the cells for that. So it'll be great to be doing stand-up in Rotherham. And I hope the local police are ready for that. A Wally whistle. Yeah, come back to Sittingbourne. I will be back. And Doncaster. Oh, Ireland. So we have a venue offering in Derry, which would make me a Derry girl. And all I have to do is assist the owner of the theatre in having courage. Because you know what? The line that always works is, if you want to come, buy a ticket. If you hate Katie and you don't want to come, don't buy a ticket. That's all we have to say as a venue. That's it. That's the most simple thing you could ever say and you will make a bomb. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. Right, we've got 2 minutes. What else should we talk about? Oh, Rotherham. Jesus Christ. Just white British girls being preyed on by, you know, diversity and me speaking about it and then having to be arrested for telling the truth, which was a hate crime. It's tricky, isn't it? And what else do we want to say? Zelensky, Ukraine. Did you see? You know, we have to fight in Ukraine. We have to fight in Ukraine because of democracy, because You need to take a pet Ukrainian into your home like my neighbour did because of democracy. If we don't stand for democracy, what do we stand for? And what is Zelensky doing? Oh yes, he's not going to have democratic elections even though his time is up because he's going to stay in power. Seriously guys, the world is going to shit, isn't it? So fast now. So fast. Nicola Beauty, yeah. So just for the record, because you're not allowed to speak about Nicola Beauty, you're not allowed to have a comment on Nicola Beauty, you're not allowed to say anything about Nicola Beauty. If you say anything about Nicola Beauty, you're threatened with arrest. They banned any footage from Nicola Beauty's funeral. They shut down the coroner's inquest so that people who would have been relevant can't go. So just for the record, given we're not allowed to say anything about any of that, I don't believe a single frigging word that's being said. I don't believe a single thing that's being said. I think someone should be asking questions of the man in black who was spotted twice at the river. I think someone should be asking questions about why a woman had bruising on her inner arm. I've had a lot of bruising in my life from a lot of different things. To get bruised on the inner and outer arm is a very hard injury to self-inflict. I think someone should be asking questions about what the phone was doing on the bench and why the dog acted like he was just confused about what had just gone on. And I think some questions should be asked about why a heart rate monitor was still working 8 days after she was supposed to have been in a shallow river, even though she was a good swimmer. And I know it was -3. Those are my opinions. I'm not allowed to say them. But, you know, fuck it. And I feel very, very sorry that those who are morally better than me think it's okay that if you call a woman an alcoholic, it's okay to forget about her. And you'll know from my rants what I feel about that. If it was me, so the worst person, biggest bitch, clearly a drunkard, you know, was the most hated woman in England. So if you go missing, what no one has to give a shit. You just disappear and what no one has to give a shit because you were hated. You know, that's really why this gets me. Okay. My loves, there we are. What can I say? All I can say is once you lose lots of things or things get taken from you, it doesn't matter anymore. You're completely free. And that's why I'm very lucky to be in the position that I'm in. I wanted to say thank you. Thank you for being so supportive. Thank you, look at you all. Thanks for all the kind comments. I really appreciate it. You know, I can't really talk about kindness because it sets me off every day. Thanks for all the support on Instagram. The videos and stuff are flying and we're going to get to 500,000 people very soon, which would be a crazy thing after being removed from everywhere else. So you guys are legend. Please see on here, and this is the point of Katie's Arms. Please see whenever you feel like there's just you left. Look, every country's here, every person's here. The porters at the hospital are with us. Police are with us, good ones. We are many, many, many more than you know. So no doubt I'll see you somewhere on the road very soon. I hope you have a lovely weekend. Do something lovely for yourself, you know. Spend longer in the shower. Sit longer while you're having a wee. They can be small things. Do something just for yourself and feel no guilt. And if it involves getting naked, covering yourself in vegetable oil and rubbing yourself up against the neighbour's windows, fucking do it. You know, life is short. Life is short. Let them film if they will. You can only be shamed if you allow yourself to be shamed, and you own that, you know. Okay, enough. Cheers to everybody from the Katie's Arms, and I'll see you same time next week right here. Well, maybe I won't be wearing a tutu. Okay. Good night. Oh yes, happy 4th of July to all of America.